If you've been on a Medicare Supplement Plan G and the prices have gone up, as they will, 5 to 10% a year, and you're going, ugh, I'm getting squeezed here. This is not comfortably affordable anymore. Are there other options besides going to Medicare Advantage? Yes, there is. I'm glad you asked. Medicare Supplement Plan N. And most people don't look at N. N has very few sales nationally. Most people, if they buy a Medicare supplement, they buy the Cadillac plan. They buy the G. It's easier, less moving parts, easy to understand. But N is something you should consider. Now, the reason people don't consider N is because they hear about this scary thing called excess charges, surprise bills, and they don't understand it. And part of that is because their insurance agent didn't understand it. Most insurance agents don't sell much of Plan N. They just steer everybody to a G. And really that's doing a disservice because an N is a nice middle ground between a Medicare Supplement Plan G and Medicare Advantage plans with the PPO and the HMOs over here. It's a nice middle ground. Now, the excess is what freaks everybody out because the difference between a G and an N, both have to pay the Medicare Part B deductible, but with an N, you'll have a copay if you see a doctor. But you can go to any doctor, any hospital in the country. No networks like a Medicare Advantage over here. $20. If you go to the ER, you pay $50 copay unless you're admitted to the hospital. If you go to urgent care, you don't have to pay anything. So that's it. You have these doctor copays, not a big deal, for a very big savings monthly between an N and a G. The only other factor is you have the possibility of having to pay Medicare excess charges, Medicare Part B excess. That's if a doctor says, I do not accept what Medicare pays. It pays too low. I want to make the most I'm legally allowed to make, which is 15% more. That's it. It's capped at 15%. Who charges Medicare excess? It's typically not your family doctor. It's your renal specialist. It's your cardiologist, anesthesiologist, these high dollar specialists that had to go to school forever. And they're in demand and they said, I can get 15% more. I'm going to get it. Now, most doctors, the vast majority of doctors in the country, even though they want more because Medicare pays pitifully low, they don't do it because Medicare pays quicker. They have these incentives. So they just take what Medicare gives them and they don't charge excess. Now, if you're looking at an N and you're like, oh, this sounds interesting, and you live in these states, the state law protects you from Medicare excess. In Ohio, they said, we don't want it for the Buckeyes. Medicare excess is not allowed on any insurance plan in our state. Pennsylvania, Minnesota, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont. So that's really cool. If you're in those states and you're getting ready to go on Medicare, so you're just turning 65, you're getting ready to retire, and you really thought you had your mind made up that you wanted a G, you might want to look at an N. Because in your state, I would very much look at an N because excess is off the table. It is not allowed. Now, if you are, let's say you're in Ohio, I can't get charged this extra 15%. But what happens if I drive to visit my daughter in Nebraska and in the middle of Indiana, I have a heart attack? Indiana allows Medicare excess. I could end up on the operating table and the anesthesiologist didn't accept Medicare assignment and I ended up getting that bill. So that's why people call it surprise bills and they're like, I don't want to mess with it. That's why they don't even talk to their clients about it. G's are easier. You pay your deductible. That's it. That's all your out-of-pocket is for a year on a Medicare Supplement Plan G. Plan N does have the threat of Medicare excess. However, most doctors, 95% of the doctors in the country do accept what Medicare pays. So Medicare excess is not that big threat looming around the corner. Now they have to notify you if they don't accept Medicare assignment. They have to have it posted in their waiting room. So like I said, it's always those specialists. So you go to your doctor, who's no problem, but your doctor refers you to some specialist. That's where you got to have a little bit more work and say, call that doctor's office, do you accept Medicare assignment before you go see that specialist. That way you can prevent excess from coming into play. All you're dealing with the Plan N is that $20 copay to see a doctor. Again, no network. Any doctor, any hospital, not like Medicare Advantage where they have prescribed networks that change. And the only other copay is that $50 if you go to the ER. So I really like a Plan N. It is lower per month straight off the bat. It's going to be lower. 20, 30 bucks, depending on your state, 40, 50 bucks. Not astronomical, but it's lower. People that are really sick don't buy it because they don't want to pay $20 when they go to the doctor. If they go to the doctor a lot, they buy a G. You take the protection in a G. But if you are really healthy and you're like, I go to the doctor once or twice a year, you could save a lot of money on a Plan N. And because people like you buy a Plan N, healthy people buy a Plan N. The sick people don't buy it. So the healthier people are on that book of business, which means the rates go up a lot slower than a G. So when we sell you a Medicare Supplement Plan G, we always say it's going to go up 5 to 10% or more every year, whether you use it or not. We say that a million times every day. We don't say that with the Plan N. A Plan N can go up 0 to 5% a year, every year, whether you use it or not. It might not go up at all. And that depends on how big the carrier is and what state you're in, but it goes up a lot slower than a G. And that you won't see and appreciate until you've been on it for several years and you're playing golf or talking to your bridge friends and they've been getting these big rate increases on a G and they're like, what's going on with the N? Now you know. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment if you have a specific question. Always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.